Is there a move that you made in the Daytona 500 you'd like to have back?
We haven't done it yet, huh? Man, I can't remember the Clash, let alone last year's 500.
Like one that comes back to you?
I know when I flipped that year, I wish I wouldn't have went through that. I thought Moses parted the sea. It wasn't the Bering Sea. It was a little creek, and I shouldn't have been in it.
What did you do over at Disney World last couple of days? Were you a teacup man or were you a coaster man?
We actually went with the Larsons and the Keselowskis and had a lot of fun with them. All of our kids are about the same age, and our wives are all really good friends, and just had a lot of fun. You know, it's all about kids. You go to Disney World, there is nothing about you there. It's all about kids, and they wear you out. Then you get tired. Then they're extremely tired. Then they're fighting. And they're bickering. You're like, boy, this is the happiest place on earth. I think teamwork always, the strength in numbers, and it's always been that way. And you know, look at last year's Talladega race when we lined up all the Fords together. I mean, hey, proof's in the pudding. There's more of them than there is others, you know? And when you lined them all up, we dominated. And then the pride came from once the tires started wearing out and the car started mishandling, the four Stewart-Haas cars started separating themselves from even the rest of the Ford guys. So it was awesome, and it was all because of the joint effort and the willingness to work together and formulate that strength in numbers that we had.
How easy is it to, or is that now a lot easier to do because of the results that not only to buy in with your teammates, but whether it's Penske or any other Ford?
Well, look at the Clash the other night. You know, we didn't do that, and there was a couple times during that race I looked over and saw Joey coming on the bottom. I'm like, that's really what needs to happen. We need to get these Fords lined back up, and we can drive around them. I'm not a fan of being able to run around there single file around the outside. I think it's detrimental. I hate it. I hate being in it. I hate it for a fan. I hate every aspect of that. It sucks. You know, but unfortunately, flip the switch in the second that it's go time, we wipe them all out. So it's like, I don't know what I hate worse.
After this race, no more plate, go to the tapered spacer. You won't notice the difference probably. We call it plate racing still, you think, in your head?
It's plate racing. There's no question. You get down around, you know, the horsepower that we got. It's the least amount of horsepower I've ever had in a car since I was racing, you know, 4 cylinders at Yates Center, Kansas. I mean, literally the least amount of power that I've ever raced in. So, you know, it doesn't matter though. If we're those 1.5-mile tracks, I'm not a fan of, and I don't try to beat around the bush about it. They needed help, and we needed to make those exciting, and I think we just may have figured out how to do that.
Can you wax poetic on the new Mustang? Wax poetic. Talk to.
I think the Mustangs just needed to be there, right? Can you imagine having a stable? There's a Mustang in the stable, and we're racing Fusions. I was like, I never understood that. I hated that aspect about when we went to these car tomorrows. I mean, there was a manufacturer that didn't have their hot rod in their stables, so we all went with rental cars. It's like, nah, we can't race rental cars. You know, we've got a Mustang, and that damn thing needs to be on the racetrack, and finally it is. And I think the stage is set the way it's supposed to be in our sport. I think you're supposed to have the muscle car. You know what I mean? These are car guys that are coming to watch our races. Our fan base and car people, they wouldn't be watching a race car on the racetrack if they weren't. And you know, certainly the Mustang has been around forever. I mean, I remember when I was a little kid, my neighbor built a Mustang and literally restored it right next to our house, and I watched it. It took him like 3 years, but he finally had that thing on the road, and it was sweet, and I'll never forget that. You know, the legend of the Mustang's always been there, and it's time to make some noise on our NASCAR tracks.
But Toyota in 2017, they brought their new car. They struggled. Chevrolet brought their new car last year. They struggled. Are you worried about that?
Everybody's worried about that. Of course, why wouldn't you be, right? But The one thing I can say about that is we had an opportunity to kind of, you know, timing-wise, at the time you were bummed out. You're like, oh gosh, we're going to get our teeth kicked in here. Those guys, they're bringing their new car. We don't have that opportunity coming for 2 more years. Toyotas, they didn't struggle. They hit it, and it was they dominated, won the championship. Chevrolet struggled. You know, we've had the opportunity to watch both of them and you know, try to decipher what's going to work, what worked before for our Fusions, and you know, try to tie all that together, right? You had time to do that, and I think that's why we're gonna, you know, maybe not struggle as much as others. It wasn't just out of the clear blue. We're just gonna decide to race a Mustang. It's been a lot of hard work over a long time, you know, to get it right and perfect it.